What's up, everyone? Frank here again. I should really stop doing that, but yeah, I kind of enjoy doing that. It feels good. But yeah, so tonight I wanted to talk about the new free DLC for Warhammer Vermintide 2. And my god, it a good deal, fucking see, I can tell you fucking that. But yeah, it's basically a roguelike mode for Vermintide 2. And if you don't know what Vermintide 2 is, it's kind of a mix between like a melee action or not melee, first person action RPG, mixed with basically Left 4 Dead. And it's fucking it's a lot of fun. This barrier to like entry is very low, but the skill ceiling is through the roof, and I'm not a very good player at it, but I do enjoy the crap out of it, and I can't wait for Dark Tide. Please, Fat Shark, give me Dark Tide, please. God damn it, Fat Shark. I just want Dark Tide. But this was a good distraction to them. Oh well. Basically, what this is that concept, and we take and mix it with a roguelike game. This means you get a tabletop map, and there is randomly generated maps. As far as I know, they're randomly generated, at which you will pick a path through this tabletop, let's call it playing field. Every map will be a different layout, different enemies, and certain different buffs and debuffs. Now, these can be stuff like you can pick what enemies to fight, like Skaven and Chaos, which is my personal favorite. Love fighting Chaos, love Chaos. I mean, what? The Emperor protects, sorry. Or Skaven and Beastmen, which, fuck Beastmen. They're such a fucking pain in the ass. I absolutely fucking hate it. Fuck Beastmen. Anyway, that was rant. But yeah, so you can have different buffs and debuffs. It can be things like enemies roam more or less. You can have more hordes of enemies or less hordes. You can have more monsters in general, more elites, more healing items. You get it. Thing is, whenever you beat the map, you will get a small perk. These can differ from map to map. It can be something very simple, like you get 20% more health. And you get it for beating the map. On the map, you will also have 2 challenges which you can complete. These might be like, say, kill 7 special enemies. And when you kill 7 special enemies, you might get plus 5 stamina, for example. Nothing major, except plus 15% power level. That one was a bit insane, one could say the least. You basically started one-shotting every enemy in the map. Yeah. That was, don't know what that was, Fat Shark. Don't know. But yeah, anyway, you also start with random common weapons. Like, you don't have your regular gear sets, because that would actually break the game mode completely. You basically choose a difficulty and you get into the map. Choose your class, choose your difficulty, and you go in. Now, you can buy, like, during this map, you will go and pick up coins, and only one player has to pick up the coins, and then everyone gets it, a certain share of it. And then you can find shrines, like melee exchange altars, or range exchange altars, upgrade altars, where you can spend the coins to get better equipment. These are random, so yeah, be careful what you buy. You won't be able to pick up your old weapon if you buy one replacing one. So yeah, anyway. You can also find Seer's Altars, which is basically you pay 200 of these coins and you will get a random perk, which you get to keep. And not to the end of the level, like the map specific challenges, but you get to pick it the entire playthrough. Now, the chances look like this. You have 60% chance to get a rare boon, which are strong effects, 30% chance to get a exotic boon, which is very strong effects, and 10% chance to get a unique boon, which 9 out of 10 times is absolutely fucking bonkers. You also have chest of trials, where you basically fight the big boss, and if you win, you get to pick a perk. So there's that. You also have specific potions in this game mode, which does different stuff. My personal favorite, actually, the potion of endless bombs. So for, what is it, 10 seconds, you actually get unlimited bombs, which you can spam all over the map and annoy both your teammates and kill every enemy you see. It's a fucking hilarious potion, and I wish you could actually get it in the main game as well. It would be broken, but it's fucking fun. So at this point, it's fun. It is stupid fun. That's all. There are also one which is like you become poison immune, which is a very boring effect, but can be very, very good. You can also find shrines where you can buy different effects for either the next map or perks. In the end, you will also face the arena, which is basically survive. It's a giant horde mode. It does has an end, and that basically means if you get it to the end and you survive, you win. That's that. Just kill everything you see until they tell you to stop. You can also... I do want to bring up one example, actually, of something I thought was super strong, actually, when I saw it. Like, you got, what was it, regenerate 1 health every 3 seconds, which is, you basically become immortal. But that's the highest tier. So yeah, in the end, you will be so fucking... You will have been buffed so incredibly much that the arena was a cakewalk. We did try it on champion, and it was just, we didn't die once, not a single time, not even downed a single time. And the ones I play with have a lot of experience, but I'm not super experienced. I just know how to play the game, basically, and I still never got downed. So I do think they should make a change where you can basically make it harder for yourself. Maybe toggle even more stuff for greater rewards. That would actually be cool. I would really like that, and I don't think it's too much. Maybe they could double the percentages of buffs and debuffs, stuff like that. Remove the buff, only get the debuff for a bigger reward. Yeah. But basically, maps can also be cursed by the 4 chaos gods. Those guys. So, for example, I'm gonna read a table I found on Steam. Actually, credit to this guy. He really did a good job. But basically, the first chaos god is Nurgle, the chaos god of plague. He's pretty hardcore, let me tell you. The first curse is Infested Foes, which means that hexed enemies deal poison damage and create poison clouds when they die. There is Miasma of Pestilence. The level is covered in a poisonous miasma that inflicts the curse effect. Stand close to the purifying torch to quell the curse. And basically what the curse does, it lowers your percentage max HP. Skulking Sorcerer, a malevolent spirit haunts this level. It cannot be slain, only driven off. That's the Nurgle ones. Then we have Khorne, the Blood God. Basically, all the big Chaos enemies you see in this game with big axes and big armors, that's Khorne Berserkers, basically. They're fucking crazy, man. Oof. Everything's fun until someone spills some blood. Skulls of Wrath. On death, enemies drop an exploding skull totem. Blood God's Fury. Beware of hexed enemies. Their fury enhances those who fight at their side. And Blood Tornadoes. Blood Tornadoes move randomly around the level, inflicting bleeding on those they touch. And there we have the blood theme. Then we have Tzeentch. I think it's the god of trickery, if I'm not mistaken. Enemies have a chance to be... Oh, sorry. Twin Blight. Enemies have a chance to be reborn as smaller enemies upon death. Bolt of Change. Tzeentch launches arcane bolts from the skies, dealing damage to players and randomly transforming enemies. And the Crystal Egg. Destroy the crystal eggs before they hatch or face the fury of the beast within. And last but not least, we have Slaanesh, the god of excess. So we have Glory to Greed. Pickups are disabled on this map, but hexed enemies spawn items for the taking. We have Baleful Empathy. A portion of damage inflicted on a player is also inflicted on other players in close proximity. We have Unquenchable Thirst, which is players suffer damage over time. Drinking potions restore health lost to Unquenchable Thirst. So these are all the Chaos God's curses. From the ones on this list, we personally encountered the Miasma. We encountered, let's see, Twin Blight. We also got Unquenchable Thirst. That was basically our run. And it does actually it does create a nice challenge, especially like the Miasma. It was pretty fun because it lowers your max HP a lot if you don't you get this torch which you're supposed to carry around with you, and one player has to carry it. It's actually a really good weapon too, so it's not like trash torches in the main campaign, but it actually does decent damage, and you carry it around and it creates this big area of effect, which if you stand in, you won't get touched by the miasma. So yeah. And one more thing I do want to say is that I do really love the theme that they have put on these Chaos God's curses, because all of them are Nurgle, the disease god, he has this poison damage, and the miasma, and the Skulking Sorcerer I kind of get, because everything Nurgle has, you basically can't fucking kill. It's insane. I'm a bit of a 40k fan, and that's why I look so much forward to Darktide, but seeing these effects really, I don't know, it gets me excited to play more Vermintide too. So yeah, I really recommend giving it a shot. One thing I do want to mention, I don't really remember if I actually did that, which that's kind of awkward, but the coins, you do get to keep a certain percentage after the run, as long as you complete your entire run. If you leave before you're finished, you will not get to keep the coins to the next run, which is a fun mechanic. So yeah. Well, I think that was all I wanted to say, really. It's just a super fun game mode. I highly recommend you just give it a shot. It was free. If you already have Vermintide 2, it's actually so worth it. It's one of these games which I personally feel was so underrated when it released, because it's from a smaller studio, and everything is just so perfectly on theme. It's gory, it's brutal, the combat feels great. It's such a great game. And one thing I do want to mention is actually that it's 75% on discount. So I'm actually gonna link the game in the description. I'm not sponsored or anything. It's just I really want them to, get as many as possible playing this game. You will actually mostly find online games if you do get it. So yeah, and that was it. This is just a DLC overview. If you want to know more about the game, I suggest checking out some other videos, not from me. So yeah, have a nice evening. See ya.